Let's talk about the left hand now. Left hand is where all the action happens, right? So you're going to be, this is one of the reasons why we hold the guitar with the neck angled up like this, because it gives your left hand a lot better access to the full range of the fingerboard. So with the left hand, the same principles that we talked about with the right hand apply to the left hand, meaning that you want to generally keep your hand right in line with the forearm. So I'm not deviating it to the side one way or the other, but I try to keep it right in line with the forearm. As far as the wrist this way, you want to keep your hand in that mid-range, your wrist in the mid-range position where it's not bending down too much, not bending up too much, but generally in that mid-range position because that's where it's strongest, and that will work better for you in the left hand. Generally, when you press down with the fingertips in guitar, you want to come down right on the tip of the finger. Now, when I say the tip of the finger, it will vary from finger to finger. Like on your index finger, it's probably going to be more to the side of the tip. On the pinky, it's probably going to be more to the other side of the tip, but that's fine as long as it's on the tip. You have to do that because if the finger leans into the next string, it's going to cut that next string off, and generally you don't want to do that on the guitar. So you're coming down on the tips of the fingers, and as far as where to press down, if I say press down on the second string at the first fret, well, remember the little metal bar is your first fret, you're going to put the finger up close to the fret but not on top of the fret. If I put it right on the fret, it kind of gives you a muffled sound. If you get it up close to the fret but not right on it, that's the easiest place to press down and get a good sound. If you let your finger go too far back, it's a little harder to press down, and you're more likely to get that kind of buzzy or rattly sound which you want to avoid. So get as close to the fret as you can. Okay, your thumb in classical guitar, your thumb stays on the back of the neck. So it's going to kind of look like this. Now the thumb can move around back there depending, which note you're playing, but it stays on the back of the neck. In other styles of guitar, you'll see a lot of people playing with their thumb up over the top of the neck. You don't do that in classical guitar for a couple of reasons. First off, a classical guitar neck is wider than other types of guitars, so that makes it a little harder. Plus, in classical guitar, oftentimes you're doing some very intricate things with your left-hand fingers, and you need to have the ability to stretch your fingers out to where you can play more challenging material. So that's a lot easier to do if you keep that thumb on the back of the neck. When you bring your thumb up over the top, it limits how much you can stretch, and it just makes it a little harder. And even rock guitarists playing electric guitar, where maybe somebody might play with that thumb over the top a lot, if you watch an electric guitarist when they play a bar chord, that thumb will go to the back of the neck because they get better leverage that way. So try to keep that thumb on the back of the neck. As far as the palm of the hand, generally it should stay, you should have at least about a finger's worth of space between the palm of your hand and the side of the neck. You also want to keep the palm of the hand approximately parallel with the side of the neck, so as opposed to having, like here my pinky side is out too far from the neck. I'm going to rotate that in by bringing the elbow in closer to the body. What that does, it gives an advantage to the pinky and the ring finger to put them in a better position to play. Those fingers are usually a little more challenging, so if you get them used to a better position, you're going to have better luck with those fingers.